Space Jam 2, Chip and Dale 2022, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Ready Player One, Lego Movie, Free Guy. What do all these movies have in common? They are all riddled with random copyrighted characters. There is a certain obscure slang term for these kind of movies, known as IP movies. There needs to be a better name for these kind of movies. These movies known for their copious amounts of references, and these movies have already been talked to death before. What more is there to say about Chip and Dale 2022? This movie sucks. Some are good, some are bad, some are overhated in my opinion. Some movies I haven't seen in years, some movies I haven't seen at all. I mean, hey, last time I made this kind of video, it did well. So I'm gonna do that again. With a twist. Brain cells and tears into this. I'll be playing spin the wheel with whatever movie it chooses. The movie I land on, I have to watch. Knocks one off the list, and rinse and repeat until we have no movies left. No skits though, sorry. Let's go.
Remember Tomb Raider, remember Weird Science, remember Battletoads and the Iron Giant, remember Star Wars.
When I was very young, Ready Player One used to be my favorite movie of all time. And then I watched The Matrix and the rest is history. This movie came out in a very specific time back when 80s nostalgia was cool. And hey, when I watched that movie, I was close to the target demographic. I was into retro arcade games from the 80s, and 9 years later, nothing changed. And upon rewatch, it was exactly as I remembered. It's a decent movie. The constant references to like other 80s stuff and other fictional properties released before this movie don't really bother me at all, given the context that this is supposed to be like a VR-ish game, like VR chat, you know. But there were some lines of dialogue that was trying to emulate slang and how people talk about fiction that it comes across as bad.
Check out this place. It's a casino the size of a planet. You can lose your money there. You can get married.
Lose your money there?
You can
That's not a good thing. It's online gambling. So this movie takes place in a dystopian reality where each major cities are made out of trailer parks and landfills. We have our main character, Wade, who's just a normal kid just like everyone else. Since the quality of life of your average civilian is so bad, they retreat to the Oasis, the hot new VR game that everyone is playing and is obsessed with. Here in the Oasis, you can do literally anything you can think of. Sonic! There's two major flaws I have with the fictional video game in this movie. Like, for one of the subworlds is called Planet Doom, which is basically a PvP match where people shoot each other with guns. But the thing is that if you die in Planet Doom, you lose everything. That's like if I died in Roblox, my account gets stolen. I'm gonna die. That's enough to drive anyone insane.
The Galactica, of course. My babies, alright, man. Sulaco from Aliens. Dude, how you showing off my shit? Valley Forge from Silent Running.
Another thing I have about the fictional video game in this world is that in the movie, there are these suits you can buy that make you feel things that would happen to you in VR, you know, like getting shot and other sensations. I mean, like, why would you want to feel getting shot in a video game? I mean, I guess, like, the immersion and thing, but, I mean, plot-wise, I guess, but, like, mechanically, functionally, and, like, video game-wise, not so much.
The Oasis was the brainchild of James Halliday. He and his partner Ogden Morrow released the first Oasis build in 2025.
It's like Steve Jobs.
It was an
Bigger than Jobs? That's what I was saying. He's like Steve Jobs. So I keep predicting this stuff. The inciting incident for this movie is James Halliday, the creator of the Oasis, died, and in his final breaths basically made a challenge for all professional Oasis players and Oasis players in general to find the 3 hidden keys throughout the Oasis in order to win an unspeakable prize. Wade basically looks up to James Halliday as a god, and basically being a James Halliday superfan, manages to be the first person to reach the hidden keys. IOI, the second biggest company in the world, has major beef with a random kid from Ohio because he managed to find the keys, and the CEO of IOI basically wants to find all 3 keys so that he can flood the Oasis with ads. And despite having hundreds of thousands of other players at his disposal, a defense team that can rival that of SWAT, drones, bombs, surveillance cameras, he could not stop Wade. He's such a loser, man. He just spent like 50% of their rent money off of video games. His company couldn't even figure out the Easter egg of adventure. You telling me it's 2040 and they don't have YouTube? I mean, I'd say it's still an enjoyable movie. I mean, it's tolerable for me. It's good, dare I say. B tier. Let's go. Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going. Space Jam: A New Legacy. I went into this movie expecting to hate it, cause last time I saw it was in an airplane and I couldn't even finish it. And on watching this movie now, I've developed the mental fortitude to survive through this movie without flipping out. And honestly, the movie, it's dumb. So, the live-action acting, especially from LeBron James and, like, the other cast... Yeah, screw that game. It's, like, so cheesy and so bad, and it's, like, funny. You know, I'm expected to take the plot, like, seriously, but, like, the plot is, like, oh, yeah, LeBron James' son wants to, like, make video games, but LeBron doesn't want his son to make video games because playing basketball is better, making video games is lazy, and then he learns to love his son despite, like, making video games. Yeah, it's basically that. Oh, yeah, I'm watching a biopic about LeBron James. It's called Space Jam: A New Legacy. Without all the Looney Tunes stuff, it would just be like a basic basketball movie. When they go into, like, the Warner Brothers serververse, the references, oh, the mask is in there, you know, there's Voldemort, and... Yeah, they're right. It's definitely a bit too much. Like, basically every single IP that Warner Brothers owns, you would see them. So there's like a mime game in the background. What movie is that from? And in the basketball finale too, there's also a bunch of like Dollar Tree recreations of like other Warner Brothers characters in the crowd. Like, it's like Where's Waldo, except you're trying to find a character that you recognize. Like, oh, there's the Mask, and that's Joker, and that's Space Ghost, and that's the Iron Giant, specifically the same model they used for Ready Player One. And yeah, yeah, that's basically stuff too.
I
They definitely some like visual gags that made me chuckle, which I cannot believe.
I definitely do like how
the
cheesy this.
The rapping scene was bad, though. It was cringe and unnecessary. Yeah. So it's just a kids movie. I'm not expecting much from like a Space Jam movie. I mean, some of the animation was good, like the 3D animation, that was good. The 2D animation was alright. Yeah, D tier. Let's go. Ralph breaks the internet. Okay, let me get my thoughts on this. So, I just watched Ralph Breaks the Internet just now, an hour ago. I was just reposting the same meme. That's kind of funny, actually. And the movie, I'd say it's okay, I guess. The movie is what I would describe. It's what people who don't like The Amazing Digital Circus thinks The Amazing Digital Circus is like. So we got our main character, like, Ralph, who's basically, like, turned into a massive bum and a loser. He's, like, pushing 30, but he acts like he's a 5 years old since he doesn't understand boundaries and stuff. I have no doubt in my mind that they didn't even have at least $20 to spend online. Basically, the whole plot is that, Vanellope gets bored of playing, like, doing the same thing again and again. So Ralph thinks it's, like, a good idea to, like, make a special new track, and that causes, like, the in-game wheel in the arcade game to break because, like, the wheel was moving on its own, and the person playing was, like, mad and accidentally pulls the wheel off, and the dude accidentally breaks the wheel, and he can't repair it because, like, a new wheel would cost $200, and the arcade machine doesn't make nearly as much of that money in a year. If Sonic knew that Ralph would break the internet, he would have had no doubt that they wouldn't even have $20 to spare. So, good news is that he just found out what a computer is and will log into the internet. So now it's up to Ralph and Vanellope to make enough money making YouTube videos in order to fix the issue. Look at all these brands we made up because we couldn't afford enough name brands to make this movie. Yeah, licenses are expensive. Sometimes we gotta make a fake YouTube. Even if you're Disney. But throughout the experience, Vanellope would rather stay in another online GTA clone called Slaughter Race, and Ralph is very upset about it. See, Sonic now has no doubt that Ralph would have to be gaming to be making money. Because, he's a bit tech savvy. So, to make her come back, he gets a malware virus to infect the Slaughter Race, and it goes about as well as you expect. He does what the title of the movie says. See, Sonic had no doubt that in the pursuit of Ralph making money on the internet, he would have to pursue gaming. But because a real cool lady that he met, it told him that he will need to make money through YouTube. What's the plot? So yeah, Wreck-It Ralph learns to, like, love himself and stuff and not be selfish, whatever, and things go back to normal. So yeah, that's basically the plot. What I would say about it is that the references, like, they are abundant, but they do make sense. But I feel like they spent a fourth of the budget of this movie to, like, afford the product placement. Like, there's eBay and there's, like, Pinterest, but they couldn't afford YouTube, so they just rebranded into BuzzTube instead. The whole Oh My Disney segment felt like I was getting shot by 2017. Like, Pixar. You don't want to talk. You don't want to cause all this. Moral of the story: don't be selfish. Good message. This was obviously made during the time when Pixar made actual movies that people actually cared about, and not just like quote unquote original movies that like no one cares about, but people say that they do. Am I supposed to feel bad?
I know. Are you?
I don't.
Exactly.
Boo. Loser. And also Toy Story 5. So, I would say that this movie is okay. The character of Ralph especially, it's like, they did him so dirty, like they made him so whiny and stuff. But it's a C-tier movie, okay, in my opinion. Let's go. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2022. When I clicked on this movie on Disney Plus, there was a sticker at the lower right corner telling me that it was a Disney Plus original. Yeah, I could tell. My extent of knowledge when it comes to Chip 'n Dale is the NES game of the same name, and that's literally it. I've never seen the cartoon at all, okay? I wasn't expecting like 7 going into this, but I expected and hated the movie, so I did. The movie was trying to go for like a self-aware reboot, legacy sequel that is meta. I don't know, like something like Wes Craven's New Nightmare or something. There were points throughout the movie where, like, in prior scenes, they would complain about tropes like, chipmunks rapping, we're not gonna do that. But then, like, 35 minutes later, they just end up doing it for plot reasons. Like, you control the buttons on your keyboard, or however you write this. And for the, like, 2D animated lead characters, they just resort to, like, doing like some kind of cel-shaded comic book-esque look. I don't know, like My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. But for like other minor characters that are 2D, they actually do 2D animation. But sometimes the animation just gets really lazy, like they're just superimposing like 2D animated elements onto like live action elements. There's also cameos to like random characters every 2 seconds, like with Beavis and Butthead and Borat and Batman and E.T. It's all a mess. And like some Cars character, a puppet, and I'm not expecting 7. I'm expecting a bad movie that I'm gonna make fun of. I mean, there were definitely some parts about the animation that I thought were decent. I definitely like the idea how they were trying to do a bit more of a modern take on like Who Framed Roger Rabbit with a mixture of like some CGI and other stuff. I can see where they're going with this. The audience that this movie seems to be targeting is a bit weird because, yeah, it is a fine kids movie, but they also mention terms like reboot and remake tons of times, and I doubt that your average 10-year-old would know what that is, unless if they're like chronically online or something. And hey, when the putty cop showed up, at least the other cop didn't say like, "Hasta la vista, baby," or something like that. I was gonna say it's like the T-1000, and then it's getting frozen like the T-1000, and the cop's gonna say, "Hasta la vista, baby," or something stupid like that.
Hey, buddy, don't be so fragile.
The cameos didn't get it too much into the plot, except for some moments where, like, Ugly Sonic becomes, like, an actual crucial character, and we got Baloo here, and Peter Pan, and stuff, but they were distracting. and also opened up some problems within the worldview. So you're telling me that in this world, every single copyrighted character that's ever been conceived is living, walking, and breathing amongst real human beings? D tier. How do they get made? Let's go. What does it mean to be a free guy? It's like the Matrix, both Deadpool. So at this point on, you're not gonna see any more footage of me reacting to the movie because my iPhone ran out of space to airdrop the footage. It's not like anyone watches this far in my videos anyways. Free Guy. I think it's an alright movie, you know? So, basically this movie takes place in some kind of make-believe fictional GTA clone, basically. And we follow our main character, who's just named Guy, who's basically a self-aware AI NPC within the game. And with one encounter of a player Molotov girl, he slowly finds out that, you know, he's not real, that he doesn't have to, like, do the same thing every day, he can just do something different. Millie and Keys, who are the indie devs of the game that our main character is called Free City, it used to be a game called Free Life, until some guy named Antoine stole the entire game and made it into Free City, and Keys is very upset about this. But then, upon some research and tampering with some private information, he finds out that their original game was actually stolen to make this. And that a remnant of their original game still exists, so they need to have Free Guy, and also to stream it all across the world, to showcase their original stolen project. You know, upon rewatch of this movie, I can get why a lot of people don't like this movie. By a lot, I mean some. Because there are certain dialogues from other characters that make it really obvious from the fact that the movie was written by Hollywood executives instead of actual streamers. But hey, this was before Iron Lung and Backrooms, so at the time, YouTubers writing movies wasn't popularly a good idea. This movie has also tons of other cameos to real-life streamers, as for Jacksepticeye, Pokimane, Ninja, you know, streamers that were popular around the time when Fortnite was relevant. And speaking of Fortnite, the fictional game of Free City, there were times where I was like, geez, this is like Fortnite, because they have like items from the Avengers and Star Wars. You got the Mega Bus store. Like, why? It definitely has those Ready Player One vibes to it. Keys by far is the best character in the movie, no doubt about it. I love his acting too, even better. And also, it's kind of like a funny idea to when, like, you know, the original Free Life or whatever game was being revealed in, like, Free City, you know, everyone around the world was watching it. It was on billboards, it was on restaurants. I'm like, is it like the Super Bowl or something? I doubt that in real life that many people would care about some little indie game that was stolen into a major AAA game or something. So yeah, I'm pretty biased when I'm saying this, but compared to some of the other movies I had to watch, this is a B tier. Let's go. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're a part of a team. Everything is awesome. The Lego Movie. This movie is insane. It's one of those rare movies that still holds up even if you're a grown man. It's pretty much my 25th rewatch of this movie, and, you know, it still holds up. It is incredibly self-aware. The jokes are funny, while also at the same time don't sacrifice the expense of emotional tension. It has a really good animation style, and the action scenes are pretty creative, taking advantage of the fact that it is a Lego world. And some of the, if not most of the copyrighted characters in this movie aren't there just for references. Most of them do play a part into the plot and are actual characters and act like they should. Yes, I'm glazing this movie, but that doesn't mean I think it's flawless, you know. There are a bit of some minor flaws apparent throughout the beginning of the movie, especially the Everything is Awesome theme song. I never liked it. But by the end of the movie, you sort of just forget about it. It is a kid's movie, to be fair, though. Now, it's important to note that this movie did spawn a bit of a mini franchise. Like, you know, the Lego Batman was good, Lego Ninjago was alright. I didn't care about the Unikitty show, and Lego Movie 2 was bad. I know it's nostalgia talking, but hey, this movie is a classic in my heart, and I'm not gonna let any pretentious video essay let me think otherwise. A tier. I probably could have talked about this movie even more if I wasn't talking about 6 other movies and wasn't half sick. Let's go. Roger Rabbit, Roger Rabbit, Roger Rabbit, Roger Rabbit. Ah, the volume's too low. Wait. Yes! Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I don't know what to say about this movie. Well, it's very technically impressive for the time, as everyone would say about this movie, as it blends in 2D animation with live action. It's one of the first movies to do this. It's definitely like the darkest movie I'm talking about in this video. Because the plot is basically about, like, our main detective, a guy's older brother getting killed by a toon, and he's trying to, track down his brother's killer, but he thinks that Roger Rabbit was the one who did it, but it's not. It's actually Judge Doom. The toons in this movie definitely have a uniquely chaotic energy to them, like, every single one of them. And even the live-action characters are pretty animated at times. Yeah, there's some parts of this movie I thought were funny, and, I don't have much to say about this movie, but, you know, is it better than Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2022? Yes. Is it better than Ralph Breaks the Internet? Yes. Is it better than Ready Player One? Yes. Is it better than Lego Movie? No. As good as the movie is, I do think it's a bit overrated. I put Lego Movie at A tier because I thought this movie would beat it, but this movie's going in A tier too. I will change the Lego Movie to S tier because of reasons.